And for the world we live in today, 99% of what we were told dims this sacred feminine flame. Because when we see a time in history where there was more the feminine being played out, we see it like in the 50s, the housewife, the obedient housewife, she's kind of weak, she's dependent on her husband. And so most of us women went, oh, I don't want that. I don't want to be that, loser, basically. Disempowered, financially dependent. And so even historically, what happened, the second phase, which is women claimed equality. They cut their hair like men. They wore suits to work. And it's like, fuck men. They're aggressive. They're dangerous. And a big part of this trauma that was like triggered in the body was not just from the 50s. It was all the hundreds and thousands of years of war and rape. And so that danger was very alive in our DNA. So we just completely shut down. So that was the second wave, which was the feminism that we usually talk about. And then the third wave now being born, that we're seeing that women are more eager to reclaim their femininity and honor the masculine, which is a game of interdependence. The first one was dependency. The second one was independence. I'm an independent woman. And the third one that we are living now, it's interdependence. And the beautiful thing about this is that it starts inside us. This interdependence, this dance has to start from inside. But first there has to be this realization that the core of who we are is the feminine. And realize where in your life you're allowing actually your masculine to lead. Or where in your life you are afraid of your feminine. Or where you are in your life, you are too much in your feminine that you're feeling disempowered by this. Anybody here have somewhere in their consciousness a definition or a feeling that feminine equals weak? If you do, just put a hand up. And maybe not now, but maybe when you were younger, a few years ago, or when you started to move more into your career and you were, again, at some point in our life, probably we had this imprint. And maybe seeing our mothers who were not super empowered in their careers, in their core, in their yeses and in their nos, something was seeded that feminine equals weak. And I know for me, that was the case for a long time. And that's why I rejected my feminine for a long time. Because I'm a powerful woman. And how can I be powerful and be feminine? It seemed like a contradiction. But what we're here to do is to reclaim the powerful feminine, where the power itself and how we reclaim it is just different. The power of a man is different than the power of a woman. And yet, again, remember the spiral. In that depth, the power of that depth, you can move nations. Do you know that most of the people we hear about in history, Napoleon, so many of the names, literally the changing moments in their lives happened in relationship to women who melted their hearts. Augustus, can't think of more today, but if you just allow that to be received when it shows up, that information, you realize that that power of the feminine is so deep. And even beyond the power, your own fulfillment in life is not going to happen as long as you accept and agree that part of you that you're afraid to fully receive, which is the part that can surrender to life, the part that can surrender to your lover, the part that can trust, the part that can be fully safe in the body. And for most of us, we're just waiting for life to give us that safety, for that man to give us financial stability. But all of these at the core is the feminine side. She just needs to feel safe. And so reclaiming our dominant feminine, our biggest mission there is to be constantly working to make ourselves feel safe in this world, to make our nervous system remember that we are actually safe.